Dzień dobry. Nie wiem, czy Państwo nas widzicie. Ja się nazywam Agnieszka Hojnowska i tutaj razem z Tomaszem i Piotrem mamy przyjemność gościć Państwa na tym webinarze, który będzie prowadzony przez Sama, który jest właścicielem firmy Salvona. Salvona produkuje substancje aktywne, jest naszym dostawcą od kilku miesięcy. Ich produkty charakteryzują się tym, że są to produkty mikrokapsułowane, znane Państwu z pewnością z praktyki produkty zawarte w mikrokapsułkach mają trochę inne działanie, wnikają głębiej w skórę, wolniej się uwalniają i dzięki temu mają działanie szersze i bardziej przewidywalne, stabilne. Można w kapsułkach zamknąć substancje, które normalnie nie są stabilne albo się utleniają. Dodatkowo można zamknąć zapachy, zmieniać kolory, retinol i różne inne substancje. Dzisiaj Sam będzie mówił o substancjach złuszczających. Zgadza się, głównie o kwasie salicylowym, który właśnie mikrokapsułowany pozwala łagodnie, stabilnie złuszczać naskórek. Także zachęcam do wysłuchania, ponieważ na pewno będzie mówił bardzo ciekawe rzeczy i dziękuję.
I prosimy o wyrozumiałość, bo to jest nasz debiut przed kamerą.
Tak, nasz debiut i tutaj były pewne problemy z połączeniem, także przepraszamy za opóźnienie, ale mam nadzieję, że temat wynagrodzi tutaj oczekiwania. Okay, thanks.
Okay, good afternoon to everybody. If you can see me and hear us, please write your name on the chat list. Please write your name on the chat list. So I will see that the machine is working correctly. Otherwise, I feel like I'm talking to myself or to the enzyme team. So thank you for writing down your name on your chat list. I also opened the question and answer list, and you can write your questions and answers, and I can respond to you during this. So I want to welcome everybody again, and thank you for Enzyme team for the introduction. This is going to be a fast, short experiment practically. We want to see how it works when we do Zoom with a connection with both US and Poland and talking in both languages. So maybe if somebody didn't understand my English, please write a message and I will be happy to get Thomas and the team to translate. I don't see everybody writing the name, so I understand that you cannot hear me. If you cannot hear me or see me, then we have a technical issue. Maybe you want to repeat it in Polish? Maybe you want to repeat the question?
Także zachęcamy Państwa do napisania swoich imion. Tutaj pozdrawiamy załogę z Aniny, ponieważ wtedy Sam ma pewność, że jego głos dociera do wszystkich Państwa.
Okay, we have people from different countries also listening in, but I don't see people writing the names. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of introduction about Salvona and we hit the door. So Salvona is about 25 years in business now. We specialized in developing technologies. Here you can see in this slide several of the technologies, and we give them different names because they have different structure, chemistry, and opportunity for us to use in topical applications. We specialized only in topical applications, and you see the first one is SalSphere, then we have multi-sal, hydrosal, microsal, and sal color. So these are the names of the technologies. Slowly we will expose more information about each one of the technologies, when to use it, why to use it, and what benefit you will get. So if you listen carefully over this webinar, you will learn about one technology, one application, and from here we can grow. So I mentioned to you that Salvona is a technology-based company. We focus on developing and manufacturing technologies. We are actually manufacturing all our technologies in the US. As a technology-based company, we have multiple patents on our technology. We are offering only our patented products, and we are offering only biodegradable products. So this is our specialty. Patented and biodegradable, mostly in natural and sustainable resources. What is the agenda for today? Maybe you translate before I move to another slide.
Okej, czy chcecie Państwo, żeby tłumaczyć?
Myślę, że teraz było na tyle proste wszystko, że...
I think most people understand because we made the introduction is going to be in English.
Okay, the purpose of this webinar is very specific. We want to enable you to formulate product for skin exfoliation and rejuvenation. So in this webinar, I will briefly talk about the skin and the chemical exfoliation. And I present one product, which is called SalSphere Even Skin. And the second part will be, I will demonstrate to you some formulations in the lab. So we bring you into the lab to see how we actually manufacture and make formulas of finished product with the technology in order to enhance, rejuvenate the skin. So what is the problem that we are addressing? First, let's identify clearly the problem and then the solution. The number one problem is uneven skin. Look carefully at this face and you see the patches of oil and dry area that are shiny compared to areas that are not shiny. The skin is not homogeneous in the appearance. Look at this case. This case has blemishes. I didn't call it acne, just blemishes, uneven, dull, and irritated skin. Sometimes you see redness. And the third face, you actually see blemish, acne, you see inflammation. In general, it's a tired, no radiance, no brightness, loss of brightness. This is the problem that we are trying to address in this webinar. And of course, there is the big picture of fine lines, aging skin, large pores, for example, and uneven. What I suggest you, look carefully at these three pictures, because at the end, I'm going to show you what and how the face change with the products. So again, remember these three cases because we are coming back to these three cases, this 1, 2, 3. Okay, why do we need to exfoliate the skin? This is a basic issue. And this is a cross-section of the skin. And if you go from the bottom, from inside the skin to the outside, the skin is growing toward the outside in the direction of this arrow. And we actually have a new face every 28, 30 days. However, when we get older, the process takes longer. So we have a lot of aged skin that is not being exfoliated recently. And it looks dull and it's losing the brightness. So why do we need to exfoliate? First of all, with exfoliation, we remove the old cells, the old layer. And we open up the cloaks because we are removing the top layer and removing the solidified sebum oil. So now we can see a much smoother skin. It also reduces the fine lines, revealing a younger and fresher looking skin. Exfoliation improves the skin texture, especially chemical exfoliation. It leaving the skin cleaner, smoother, softer, and overall more beautiful. It's diminishing the appearance of shiny, oily skin. It's basically remove the oil very intensively, and it helps with better absorption of skincare product Like if you want to put an anti-aging serum, typically expensive material, if the skin is not ready, exfoliated, then the functional ingredients would not penetrate into the skin and you will not see the benefit. So in order to get better results from any kind of serum, lotion, treatment, you first should start with exfoliation. It reducing the chances for acne formation, because if the pores are open, the chances for acne are very small. And the most important, or maybe not important for some people, if you want the makeup to stay for longer, you definitely should exfoliate the skin, because the adhesion to the younger looking skin is much better. So the makeup can stay for longer. So as you can see, there are many reasons why to exfoliate the skin. Is this clear? Okay, nobody answers, so I go on. So we have two types of chemical exfoliation. We have the alpha hydroxy acid and beta hydroxy acid. So you can see in this picture, alpha, when there is 1 carbon, 2 carbons is beta, and gamma is 3 carbons. Let's focus for a minute on alpha. So all the alpha hydroxy acid are available in the nature. They are naturally occurring materials. We can get them also from synthetic sources, but they are natural by nature. And they have multiple cosmetic functions. What functions? Number one, it reduces the scars, repair uneven skin if somebody has hyperpigmentation from the sun, from chemical, from acne, from whatever drugs that people took, and so on. It enhances the skin texture. It makes the skin firming, better looking. It reduces age spots. It's everything to do with hyperpigmentation. It reduces wrinkles and fine lines. Hydrate the skin. So there are multiple benefits to use alpha hydroxy acid. However, all of this alpha hydroxy acid are water. And here I need you to think for a moment. Is a water molecule can penetrate the skin? So can alpha hydroxy acid can penetrate the skin? You look at the picture and you see the lady swimming in the pool. You don't see her swelling in the pool, which means water-soluble molecules cannot penetrate the skin in significant dose. So think about all the molecules that you put in your formulation. They are all water-soluble. After all, your product is water-soluble and water-based. Water-soluble material cannot easily penetrate the skin. The skin is made of fat, and fat is repelling it. So there is no actual major penetration into the skin. So there are different types of alpha hydroxy acid that you probably are familiar, and we will talk about little bit lactic acid, which is available in milk, for example, mandelic, available in almond, malic, available in apple, and of course, glycolic acid. This is the most commonly used because it's the smallest molecule out of the others, and so it has a better chance to penetrate into the deeper layer of the skin. Only glycolic acid, but not deep enough to exfoliate significantly the skin. Now, I will not talk in this webinar about alpha hydroxy acid. This is another subject. I will move into beta hydroxy acid, salicylic acid. But what is the lesson to learn from my statement here? Water-soluble molecules are not able to penetrate by themselves into the dermis layer. So we need a delivery to bring them in, and so they can function much better. Beta hydroxy acid is a totally different story. First of all, salicylic acid is available naturally. Its original of salicylic acid is from the willow and from the bark of the willow, and the willow is then biotransformed into a powder, and we have a molecule that's called salicylic acid. Salicylic acid is oil soluble, okay? And this is pretty much a challenge to use it in a formula because most of our formulas are water soluble. You see, when you put it in water, it will precipitate on the bottom of the vessel. So if your cream is white, well, nobody will see that it's precipitating. But if you take a sample and analyze it from the top, you will see that you barely have some salicylic acid because the solubility is pretty low, 0.2%. So we have an issue of how to incorporate salicylic acid into a water-based product. That's why we need a technology. So salicylic acid is known as an anti-acne, but I'm not talking about medicated formulation. I'm talking about cosmetics. In cosmetics, we look at salicylic acid as a major agent for skin exfoliation. And of course, treatment for blemish and acne. So this is for skin exfoliation. The use level is anywhere between 0.2 and 10. Of course, the optimal level for multiple studies is 2%. What do we know about salicylic acid? And what are the challenges using salicylic acid? I'm guessing some of you have some experience with salicylic acid. And you know how difficult it is to incorporate it in a formula. The solubility, maximum solubility is 0.2%. 0.2% have very little efficacy. And some people have high sensitivity to salicylic acid. So salicylic acid, issue number one is solubility. Issue number two, you can increase the solubility. Before I go to issue number two, you can try to increase the solubility and you can actually heat it up. So when you heat it up, as you can see in the figure here, you increase the solubility. However, when it switches back the room temperature, you'll see what you see in the bottom picture, crystallines. Issue number two is irritating, burning sensation, redness when you use the salicylic acid on consumers with sensitive skin. So these are the two major issues that we're trying to address. Let's address the first one. So solubility of salicylic acid, I mentioned to you, is low. pKa is 3, and we know one thing about pH of 3. pH of 3 for sure will irritate the skin, for sure. So there is no need to do any testing. This is not an appropriate pH to put on the face. Maybe you can use it on the foot when you want to exfoliate, but definitely not on the face. So what people do, they titrate the salicylic acid with NaOH. This is a reaction. There is a reaction here, and the end product is sodium salicylate. So yes, you can a little bit increase the pH to maybe 3.5, or maybe if you push it even more, but you are losing salicylic acid. Salicylic acid, the acid form is the active. The salt form has no efficacy. Sodium salicylate does nothing. So you better don't waste your money to do it. Okay, so you see that titration can happen in 2 steps. So titration is not a way to solve the problem. It's a way to kind of ignore the problem, but not to solve the problem. So let's come back. The technical challenge that we have is, number one, is how to formulate easily product and how to make them effective. We still want salicylic acid, but we don't want to burn the skin. That's it. Then the other aspect is how we make product that would not dry and irritate the skin. So we have, these are the challenges in front of us. So what is the solution that we offer to you right now? I don't know if you're familiar with this or not, but this is our solution. Is there any questions so far?
Everything is clear.
Well, maybe it's for you. I invite everybody else that has a question. Please send me a message.
There's a question on
From
chat.
Maria.
From Maria.
Excuse me?
There's a question on chat. You can read it. What is the
Difference.
What is the difference with SalSphere clear skin in terms of exfoliating?
What is the difference between what? I don't see the question. That's why I'm asking. What is the difference between salicylic acid free and even skin?
What is the difference between SalSphere even skin and SalSphere clear skin in terms of exfoliating? Asks Maria Pinta.
I only talking about even skin, so don't bring anything else now. Please, I don't. Let's stick to the point. Okay, our solution is SalSphere even skin. So let me introduce what is SalSphere even skin, and then we can talk about other aspect of what's the difference and what is what. So this is a sphere. This is SalSphere even skin. It's made out of sphere. The core of the sphere, this is the core. It's hydrophobic. It's based on fatty materials. And then we have a shell that protects the core. And inside we have two kinds of ingredients. We have chemical exfoliation, beta hydroxy acid, salicylic acid. And we also have some biological exfoliating enzymes, biological like papain and other botanical enzymes. So they work together. Enzyme makes it more sensitive to the skin, and the chemical, of course, doing its own term. So this is the basic structure of SalSphere even skin. So we are talking about a consistency. You will see the product in a minute. It's clear, it's yellow color, a tiny diameter between 0.1 to 0.3 micron. We can measure the particle size, but you, of course, without scanning electron microscope, cannot see them. So this is SalSphere even skin. You understand that salicylic acid is encapsulated in the fat. We already talked the salicylic acid is soluble in fat and not in water. That's why they go into the core. And this fat that we use for the core, when you rub it on the skin, will melt into the skin and gradually release the salicylic acid and the exfoliating enzymes. I want to say here, we do have other technologies with salicylic acid, other technologies, and we will not talk about them right now. There are different features of each one of the technologies, but this is the only technology that combines salicylic acid and exfoliating biological enzymes. Okay, so what do we know? This is a time-release delivery system that designed specifically to exfoliate the skin. So what do we want to accomplish with this? To expose a younger looking skin. This is the product, the raw material. It's liquid, it's yellowish amber color, easily to pour. When you dilute it, this has between 15 or 20 or 30% salicylic acid. You have to dilute it to the functional level, which should be 2% only. 2% salicylic acid gives you the best results. When you dilute it in, for example, a shampoo, it's become clear. So this is a very easy way for manufacturing formulations and so on to make clear facial and body wash, clear that easy to make. You don't need to deal with solubility and pH adjustment and so on. So what are the benefits? Number one, easy to use, suspendable in water, ready to go, save you time. Number two, because of the fat structure, it is very useful, very effective in terms of deposition. So the fat makes it to deposit like dirt, try to deposit. You see here, the red is resembling, and you see here, the red resembling the fat particle on the skin, and you see how the red colors, which resemble the fat, covering the skin. So this is a solution because it sticks to the skin and can slowly release. It would not wash off so easily. And then the basic benefit is the gradual release. So gradual release is very much good for the skin because it will not get all the salicylic acid at once on your skin. It will slowly expose to the skin, so it causes less of dryness and irritation because it gives a chance to the skin to balance the effect. So it's all about buffering the effect. So you don't get dry skin and you can use it every day, okay, until you can see in a couple of days major benefit on the skin. And I really warmly recommend everybody to use it. And let's see what data we have to confirm it. So we are using different data on lab and also in clinical. This is, for example, a skin unit to measure the pH of the skin. And if you see, this is the skin pH scale over time from a rinse of application. You see that the free, this is the free, the bare skin. The bare skin stay about 5.4. This is normal pH. However, when you wash it with the free salicylic acid, you get a very low pH. It takes about an hour to balance the pH to a normal. That's why you get the irritated dry skin. When you use the technology, first of all, it starts with a higher pH, more friendly to the skin. The pH goes slightly down to 4.5. And then after about 300 minutes, it goes up to normal. So it's a much friendly pH to the skin. Therefore, it doesn't irritate the skin. We know that it's exfoliating. How do we know? The method that we use is by a pigment. We color the skin and we're using a cutometer. Cutometer measuring the skin intensity, the color intensity. And as the skin exfoliates, the color is fading. So here you see the level of exfoliating, the color removal. In SalSphere even skin, it's significantly higher than that of the free. We also know from Leave On that the exfoliation of the skin with SalSphere is more than twice compared to with free salicylic acid. So from all the clinical studies we know and analytical studies we know that the technology deposits very well to the skin, slowly release and actually exfoliating, and you can see the benefit. So these technologies and other have been used in multiple products, at least in the US market by different brands. So the technologies, salicylic acid delivery system have been used, are being used very successfully in the market. Now let's move on to formulation. How to formulate with the technology. I will show you in this case only two formulas. This is because we just don't have enough time, but you can watch other webinars on our website and you can see other finished product with this and other technologies for exfoliation. I hope that by this time you're absolutely clear that exfoliation is the #1 tool in cosmetic to change and enhance the appearance of skin. #1. It's as good as, much better, let's say, than any other technology, and you get the results after a couple of times. So the effect is very clear, and this is the most cost-effective solution to change the appearance for either a wash or a lotion or a serum or a toner, whatever you would like to use it for. So now I would like to show you a face wash as an example. This is an example for how to use two technologies, a SalSphere Even Skin and Hydrosal Sal Color. Excuse me, Hydrosal Sal Cool. So what is the idea here and why I'm showing you this? This is, by the way, the formula name, the formula number if you would like to get more information. So this is a wash and this is a platform that you can use it with many other technologies, depends on what you want to claim. If you want to claim anti-blemish, definitely Even Skin is a great one. The brightening uneven skin, definitely you can use this technology. Skin smoothing, scalp treatment for hair treatment, and also for foot treatment, foot care to exfoliate the hard skin. So this is a good platform to create multiple kind of product. And this is really cost effective for you. Now, another thing is this. Cosmetic products supposed to work with a sensory benefit. That's what makes your product different from others. People have to feel that the product is working. The product is generating some kind of a cue that say, oh, I feel the product is working. How to do that? So we have multiple technologies for the sensory aspects. One of them that I present here is about giving a fresh feel, not a fresh smell, just a fresh feel. The smell can come from your perfume. It will not interfere with any of your perfume. It just gives a cooling, fresh sensation. Depends on the level that you use. Low level may give you just a tiny tingling effect. Higher level, when I say higher, is 0.5, 1%. You can get a fresh, cooling sensation. Fantastic to feel the product works, because you may not be able to see an effect immediately after one wash, but you can feel immediately after one wash. So you understand the use of a sensory cue. This is the formula. I'm not sure you will remember much by showing you the formula, but you can, of course, review the webinar again and again and copy the formula. I can get you the formula. This is the trade names that we use. This is the inky names, and this is the concentration. What you should say, what you should see here is this. Hydrosal Cool used only at 1%, and SalSphere Even Skin used at 3.3%. That's it. So the rest is other ingredients, which are the base, and we use a natural alternative to a preservative. So this is our basic formula. How to formulate? 7 steps only. You always start with warm water, not hot, just warm. You add the water and you add the glycerin. This is how you start. Then you add the thickener, hydroxypropyl cellulose. Then you add the cleansing surfactant, and we use a very mild surfactant, cocoyl glutamate. Then we use a booster, foam booster, okay, the betaine. Then we use the exfoliating power. This is SalSphere Even Skin. Next, number 6, we put the refreshing, the sensory, Hydrosal Sal Cool. And of course, 7, you put the preservative. Simple 7 steps. Okay, now show you how exactly we do it.
First, the glycerin is added to water. Next, we add the Klucel EF very slowly to the water and glycerin mixture. If you wish, you may heat this to aid in solubilization. Once all the Klucel EF has been added, mix until homogeneous. Now that our water phase is homogeneous, we will allow it to cool down to room temperature. Once the water phase has cooled to room temperature, the surfactant phase may be added. First, we will add the Protolan AG95C. This is sodium cocoyl glutamate. This is our cleansing surfactant. Next, the amphotensid B5, which is cocamidopropyl betaine, will be added. This is our foaming surfactant. Now our first technology, SalSphere Even Skin, will be added. This is our encapsulated salicylic acid and will provide exfoliating power to this wash. Next, our second technology, Hydroxy will be added to the formulation. This will provide a sensory benefit in the form of a cooling effect on the skin. And finally, our preservative, La Natural Ultra 3, is added to the formulation. Now we allow it to mix until homogeneous, and we have our SalSphere Even Skin Face Wash.
You will see here on the picture, on the left side, you see that it's a clear product. The clear product can be used in different kind of dispenser, either a manual, doesn't matter. So it can be also used with a brush. It definitely helps to get better results, but it's not 100% required. So you apply it on the skin for the benefit that we mentioned before. You can also use it for hair care, the same exact formula, and you get a fantastic product to reduce dandruff. This is scalp treatment, easily can do. Also, foot care, easily can soften the foot. So this one formula is multifunctional. That's why I really recommend you to focus on this. What can you say about the product when it's done? You can say it's a wash that leaves the skin clean, clear, refined, without over drying or irritation while fighting the signs of aging. Of course, you cannot put it on foot care as signs of aging, but maybe yes, I don't know. It's a time-release salicylic acid, cleanse and exfoliate acne-prone skin. For acne skin, it's in the US, we consider it as a medical, and this is a different category totally. The basic claims include dry skin relief. You see, the definition, I'm helping you with how to promote the product, what words you can say that will not get you into trouble. Cleansing, sure. Invigorating, sure, you can feel it. Anti-blemish, you can say. Complexion perfection, everything to do with uneven skin. So this is the basic product, wash with SalSphere Even Skin and Hydroxy Cool. Okay, so there are two technologies in one product, and I'm going on to the second one. This is an anti-blemish serum that has, again, two technologies, Even Skin and Sal Color Green. Okay, this is another technology for sensory effect, but this is related with a coloring beads. This formula is coming to us from our friends in Thailand, Alpha Tech Science, that manufacturing multiple formulas which are very nice on the skin and fits very much the Asian market. But we can learn from this and we can use the same formula all over because it's cost effective and very functional. So it's a working formula. So this is first of all a serum. A serum has to be very lightweight, and that's what's unique about this. A serum, lightweight, and is moisturizing. This is a functional serum because it also helps in exfoliation. Exfoliation and helping for the moisturizer that will come from a lotion and also the moisturizer that are in the product to penetrate better because we remove the top layer and therefore the deeper layer are now available for penetration. It leaves the skin firm, smooth, reduce the appearance of pores, and increase the overall hydration. The serum always should be added after cleansing or toning and before the actual moisturizer, or if you add a sunscreen. So this is when you use it. Now, how to use it? This is the formula. You look carefully at the formula and you definitely see that we have phase A, okay, which is the water phase. Then we have a thickener. They're using a different thickener, so it's nice to know about this. Then we're using SalSphere Even Skin together with PEG 40, hydrogenated castor oil. It could be, but hydrogenated castor oil is not a necessity to add together with the Even Skin, could be added separately. And practically that's it. The rest is to balance the pH. And you see function E added at the end are beads, salt color green, and these beads are for beauty. There's no functionality beside making the product unique, stand out, help you to compete better in the market by having a signature on the product. Salt color green are beautiful beads, give a color and easily break down when you rub them on the skin. That's the beauty of this product. How to use them. So this is a platform, the base is a platform that you can use not only with SalSphere Even Skin and Salt Color Green. You can use it with other technologies that we will talk about them later on, like Hydroxy Youth, which is based on a delivery system of hyaluronic acid. It's a great moisturizer to the skin. Hydroxy Sal Cool, the one that I mentioned before, can also be added into this. Natural anti-aging, a technology based on polyphenols, fantastic for skincare. And SalSphere Light, which is a brightening technology. The formulation is happening in 6 simple steps. Water and a glycerin is number 1. Then you add carbomer, number 2. Then you add the glycerin and some other materials that help you thicken the product. Number 4, you add the technology combined with the PEG 40 hydrogenated castor oil. You simply mix it aside and just simple add it while mixing, one after another. 5, you add triethanolamine and hexadiol, which helps to be used as a preservative and the pH control. When you have everything ready, just before you're going to package the single units, just before, now you're mixing Sal Color Green. Okay, they mix it in, it's very easy. Now you're ready and you start to package your simple single units of the finished product. You see, very simple. You prepare 5 steps in advance and step number 6 just before, because you don't want to break them down. Sal Color needs to get hydrated before it can break down. So, or before you want to mix it. So you can mix it in only immediately after you add it. If you let it stay overnight, it will be soft and there is a chance that when you mix it again, it will break. Okay, so this is the unique issue that you have to be aware of producing this type of product. So here is the formula by itself. You see phase 1, this goes very fast, so I have to slow it down. So this is what you see here, the water and glycerin. This is, okay, this really goes too fast, too fast. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Okay, this is the water, the diglycerin mixed. Okay, now we have the thickener added, the carbomer. Okay, and separately we make the Serogel, which is the thickener. The Serogel is now added. Okay, Serogel is a blend of ingredients that give you acrylic base, that give you enough thickening. Then separately you have the technology, SalSphere with the PEG 40. It's added, you will see it's increased a little bit viscosity, but you continue to mix it, it will break it down. Then you add the triglyceride and the natural alternative preservative. Okay, it doesn't have phenoxyethanol, which is nice. And you just have to mix it. It's all at room temperature. And toward the end, when it's all set, now you see the beads. The beads are green and they easily pour it in. Okay, you can mix it in the beginning. There is no issue. You can mix it for a couple of hours, maybe. They will not break. That's what you get. So the finished product, when you're all done, the finished product will look like this. Okay, or if you pack it in a nice bottle, it looks like this. Here we're using two types of beads. We use green and a little bit of black. So you see this reflection. Other people use green and orange if they wanted to have an orange odor, citrus odor. So you can use yellow. You can use whatever color we have in the catalog. We have the basic colors, and you can have them very small. You can have them a little bit bigger. They all will go through the pump, not a problem. Sometimes they will break during when they go through the pump. Sometimes it depends on the opening, the orifice of the pump at this point. So you can get them all on the skin and then they will break. So it's a serum. It's a very liquid gel-like, very lightweight, very easy to put in. And this is what people want to do with serum. It has to be very light, not heavy like old-fashioned creams. It has a combination of antioxidants. It's brightening the skin. It's moisturizing, wrinkle repair. What's unique about this is you can add on top of it easily a moisturizer. You can what we call layer, put a layer over a layer. And bottom line, it's a preservative-free formula per definition. But the other materials inside are working as preservative. So this is the summary of the two examples. Of course, if I would have time, I would show you more, but I think you can see how easy it is to formulate with the technology. You make your base, you add them toward the end. Whatever you use in the base typically will accommodate the technology very easily. Now look at the solution, does it work or not? So you remember this face before with the patchy oily see? You see how it significantly removed the face, the color become brighter. Here you see another case of the three with the blemish. Okay, you see how it clears the skin and smooth the skin. The same thing with this, you see in 30 days, major benefit. And this is not using any expensive peptide or hyaluronic acid and so and so. It's basic product that is mass market that works magic on the face. That's I wanted to show you. Okay, so this is SalSphere Even Skin. But I mentioned glycolic acid, and I want to make a point here so you understand when to use what claims you can make. So for glycolic acid, we typically use it for surface exfoliation, really for the top layer. It increases the skin hydration, so it makes it hydrated, which is good. Its primary concern is the sun damage. So it's not recommended to expose your skin after any kind of exfoliation to the sun, especially glycolic acid, retinol, and other. So it's a very potent exfoliator for the topmost layer. So it works on really the top because the penetration that I mentioned to you. Comparing to this, salicylic acid. So first of all, it's oil and pore-prone skin. That's the most important. People that have oily skin. How do you know they have oily skin? The skin is shiny. Should not shine. It's good for sensitive skin, especially for people that are sensitive to alpha hydroxy acid. So it's a very good alternative. And it's not just alternative, it's complementing. But definitely for people with sensitive skin, it's a very good solution. It's good to prevent acne and to treat acne spot. Okay? And it's penetrate from the topmost layer to the deepest layer. And it's a much more powerful exfoliating material. The technology that using glycolic acid and lactic acid and salicylic acid, both alpha and beta, is SalSphere Clear Skin. And the technology that you're using, salicylic acid, is SalSphere Even Skin, and you know that it also uses biological enzymes to better exfoliate and gentle exfoliation of the skin. And I hope by mentioning here what's the difference, you see what's the difference. Clear skin contains alpha and beta hydroxy acid. Even skin contains salicylic acid and biological. And a third technology that I mentioned here, it's called Hydroxy Exfo, is only salicylic acid. So we have 3 technologies at least with salicylic acid, and you can choose. In this webinar, I focused only on even skin. So let's summarize our webinar because time is short for us. We talked about exfoliating. I hope you see how important it is to rejuvenate and to create a younger looking skin. Very critical. SalSphere Even Skin is the technology that we offer to you to solve the following issues. First of all, easy to formulate. You don't have to deal with alcohol as a solvent because we don't use alcohol on the skin. You don't have to deal with harsh surfactant like many people do. No, here it's very easy and very gentle, cost-effective, and fast to do. You can use it on localized area and also on the general body. In other words, you can use it for facial, you can use it for hair, you can use it for body wash and so on. And it's suitable, very easy to make product with washes, with serums, toners, lotions, and so and so. And the same product, you see the same example that I showed you, the wash, could be used for multiple applications, for hair, anti-dandruff, facial, anti-blemish, anti-acne, scar, uneven, so multiple claims, foot care, and so more. I didn't go into more dermatological like rosacea and so on, that also can use the same formula to give a relief to many people. Okay, so this is what it is. I just want to summarize up that in Salvona, we still are in Corona mode, which means capacity is limited. Most of the people like me are working from home, but our website is open 24/7, salvona.com. Anytime you can get samples, information, and so on. We really would like you to keep in touch with us, and you can definitely get in touch personally with me. This is my phone number in the office, and my direct cellular phone number is given here. And you can call me. I'm not sure I will be able to answer everybody, but you can also catch me on WeChat, WhatsApp, Viber, Line, and Telegram. And we continuously promoting new products and events in the LinkedIn page. For further information, please be kind to contact the enzyme team. And now I leave it to the enzyme team to summarize this event please write me on the chat if you have any questions, and I will try to answer them after I transfer the microphone to Enzyme. Please.
Dziękujemy bardzo za uczestnictwo. Mam nadzieję, że uznajecie Państwo za ciekawą prezentację. Mamy tutaj w biurze dostępne próbki tego produktu, także jeżeli jesteście Państwo zainteresowani, to prosimy o kontakt.
Ze mną z Piotrem, a my się zajmiemy dalej tematem.
Ja jeszcze jedno pytanie mam do sama i zaraz się do niego bezpośrednio zwrócę.